Welcome back to Lorehammer. I'm your host, Mark, and today we got another episode of 40k content. We're doing an Astartes Armoury melee weapons. We're going to be talking about everything from chainswords to thunderhammers to the fucking arm fist of the Astartes themselves. So all types of cool weapons. When writing this episode out, I was writing, and then I got to like chapter-specific war gear, and then I'm like, holy fuck, that's many episodes in and of itself. So there won't be any of those there, but lots of other weapons to enjoy. Today we got Gerald. Welcome.
Good evening, as always.
If you could have a ranged weapon in 40k or a melee weapon, you have to pick one or the other. Which do you think you're going for?
Oh, no contest. Melee weapon. All the live long day.
Okay, yeah. It's all about the glory of it all, you know.
Yeah.
Guns are fun, but swords are better.
Oh, yeah. Give me like a good curved sword, maybe dual wielding some. I'm golden.
Fuck yeah. And we also got for the first time, Aaron, welcome to the show. Hey.
Howdy. Hear from a listener more. Lots of fun.
Yeah, we did one of those together, and now you made it to the big time. So same question for you. You picking up like a bolter or a chain sword? What are you going for?
I'm going Space Wolves Hellforge weapons. They're frost weapons.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, frost weapons. The biting
if I'm attacking, I want to deal
ice damage.
Cool. Well, yeah, we're gonna go through. Yeah, cool. We're going to go through a bunch of weapons tonight. Before we get into it, let's just do some quick housekeeping. Come join the Discord. Links in the description below. There's all types of fun links and stuff. Find fun channels that you can go explore in there. So come join the Discord.
You could get on the show like I did.
Yeah, that's the best way to get involved. You know, some people ask, and it's definitely a Discord. I do check Facebook and Instagram messages and Twitter and all that kind of stuff. But, Discord is definitely where it's bopping.
Man, that's how I got my start. Was through listener lore, and then I just bugged Mark on Discord.
That's what I did. I sent so many messages.
It was a little give and take, you know.
Shared passion is what it is.
There we go. I like that phrasing better.
Yeah.
But if you want to support the show too, you can always join the Patreon. So let me ask all the listeners this: do you like ads? And if you say yes, you're a fucking liar. So don't do that. So join the Patreon for just $2.50. You get ad-free versions on Spotify. There might be a few hiccups. We did have one listener send an angry rant through Discord earlier.
Yeah. No, I do appreciate it. I've been looking into that issue. I still haven't figured out, but I do apologize. It's getting issues with episode 220. I'm trying to sort that out, but hopefully it'll be fixed by the time this is out. But who knows, man? If you ever have issues with, I don't know, and I don't want to get into it here. It's not important.
I never noticed. I listened to the whole thing. I didn't see anything.
Well, that's the thing. Like a lot of people say didn't have issues. He was the only one, so I'm not totally sure what the issue is. But it's just technical issues. But hey, man, you get direct access anywhere you go. Discord's the best place to reach me. Patreon, I do answer messages on there. But if you have any issues, just let me know. Just one other thing too, like shows like this survive on Patreon dollars. Yes, I do put ads in the show, but Patreon dollars are easier to get, and there's so many people that listen to Lorehammer. One just gave $1. This show could just live on forever. Hook me up, plug me, and I'm ready. But anyways, just support the show the best you can, and I'll keep pumping out content.
Yep, gotta fund your eventual golden throne after a upcoming possible heresy might be happening. But also before any heresies happen, you can get a video version for just $5 a month, where you get to see us nerd out on the live stream. And speaking of the live stream, I will hand that over to Aaron.
Howdy. You can join the Patreon to access that. It's pretty easy. Just obviously sign up for was it $2.50? I believe it is. And then you can chat in the live. There's a little section here. We got somebody already chatting. A fist does sound pretty brutal.
Yeah, you ever been punched in the face before? It sucks, and I can't imagine if an Astartes. It probably wouldn't suck actually if an Astartes did it, because you'd just be pulped instantly.
Especially if they have a power fist. Your face is gone. Like it's
even deleted. Before it connects, like the energy explodes your face, and then the. It's nice.
It's like the one clip from the Astartes animation. Just like turns an Inquisitor's head in the mist.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the first time I saw that, I died laughing because I was expecting him to kill him, but I wasn't expecting just the punch into an explosion, like just gone.
Yeah.
And then we also do a call and guest at the end of the episode. I have listened to some of them are actually pretty good on a lot of the episodes. It's one of my favorite parts of the Warhammer episodes when I'm listening is seeing what some people have to say afterwards, because it's actually pretty cool, some of the ideas and thoughts that people have. So
yeah, always the more opinion. That's one thing I've always liked about Warhammer as opposed to some other podcasts is I try to get as many people on, and I have my regulars and stuff and homies that I like, but I try to get as many different opinions of 40Ks because we all got our own special take. But thanks for supporting the show, and let's dive into this episode. We're doing the melee weapons of the Astartes. So first we're going to start off by talking about the nature of warfare in 40K, a little bit about the rule of cool. It's needed when talking about combat in 40K, the rule of cool. And then we're going to get into a galaxy of weapons. And then we're going to start diving into the actual weapons, from close combat weapons to chain weapons, power weapons, special melee weapons. And then I got some chapter specific ones I'll name, but I won't give details on. So going to be pretty packed full of bloodshed, war, and violence, I guess.
Murder, death, and glory on the mother battlefield. Alrighty.
I've not heard of an eviscerator. That's interesting.
I will be excited to learn about this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So the nature of warfare in 40K. We actually talked on the last episode very briefly about why the heck do they run in close combat? What's the point of having power swords and stuff when people have las cannons and laser guns and guns that can literally shoot the power of the sun at you and stuff like that, or open a portal and launch you into another dimension? What good is a sword? But this might sway you in that direction.
Why not? Let's just dive right into it. War is not about efficiency alone. It is about dominance, faith, and annihilation. I mean, enough said there. Melee combat exists because the Imperium fights enemies that do not break when shot, do not fear death, and often cannot be stopped by firepower alone. Demons, Xenos monstrosities, and transhuman warriors close distances regardless of casualties. When lines collapse and ranges vanish, the war is decided at arm's length. In such moments, the blade is not obsolete, it is final. And I brought up this point too in the last episode, was even in the U.S. Army, you're still taught close quarters combat because sometimes a rifle's just not going to do it. Especially if you got someone that's either sneaking up on you or just closing the gap too quickly. So there's still a place for it.
Not every shot connects.
Exactly. The nature of melee combat in 40K is personal and absolute. It is the moment when ideologies collide as much as bodies. A chainsword is not merely a weapon, it is a declaration that the enemy will be destroyed face to face, denied distance, denied dignity, denied survival. To kill in close combat is to prove supremacy, of genecraft over flesh, of faith over fear, of will over entropy. In a universe of laser guns, the chainsaw endures because it embodies the Imperium's truth. Technology may fail, ammunition may run dry, but hatred, strength, and belief do not.
Very Imperial coded. I love it. Yeah. My chainsword runs on hatred. Just put a little hatred in the pummel there, and you'll be good to go for days.
Hatred for the alien.
Xenophobia is a staple of your product. Yeah.
Okay, I have lost my place. Okay, here we go. A chainsword will still tear, still scream, still kill when everything else is silent. It is crude only to those who misunderstand it. To the Adeptus Astartes, it is the Emperor's judgment made audible. A weapon that does not simply end a life, but erases resistance. Oh my goodness. Bolters kill, blades conquer. Quoth Mark.
When you need to show your dominance, you got to.
Ammunition will run dry. Carnifexes will run at you no matter how many times you shoot them. Orcs are just going to keep running. You have to keep gunning them down, and they're going to reach you. So you you need something to deal with them. You need weapons like that to deal with them. There's all types of melee weapons. It's so fun. Like some of them are so fucking impractical on top of already the impracticality. But there's a couple really fucking like what are the logistics and mechanics of this fucking thing? But we'll get into it.
Drive the tank closer. I want to stab him
If
with
you
my
haven't
power
heard about-
sword.
Yeah. The rule of cool. For those of you who don't know, that is the very first rule of 40K. It governs everything in the universe, and if ever something doesn't make sense, you can always kind of cross-check it against this rule.
Yeah. Sometimes things break the lore, but it still stays because it's cool.
As long as you follow the rule of cool, you have a much more enjoyable time in this hobby.
Yeah. You can't take the lore too seriously because there's so much that you'll hear contradictory and stuff. So you just gotta go with the rule of cool a lot of the times. About 80% rule of cool, 20% sticking to like actual facts and like making sense somehow. Because you can't have too much logic, not in 40K.
Nah, that's a good ratio.
Maybe 30K, not 40K. All right. In the grim darkness of the far future, practicality has never been the point. Warhammer 40K is governed by as much of the rule of cool as it is by any battlefield logic, because the setting is built on excess, spectacle, and myth-made violence. The setting is built on... Oh, wait, I just read that part. Chain blades roar where a clean cut would suffice, banners fly where stealth would be wiser, and warriors charge headlong in gunfire, not because it is efficient, but because it is glorious. That is probably why there's that one dude in the guard that's literally riding a mechanical horse, which is so dumb in my opinion. Like,
Lord, so
I think it's cool. Also, at the same time, it's like you're not Napoleon, dude. This isn't Earth. You're fighting like aliens.
How dare you? You say that to his face. Let's see if he still would.
Or like the was it the Atlan Rough Riders that have like lances, but like with a grenade attached to the points, so it's just like boom.
Yeah. Lances like, explode in olden times, and they hit those ones really. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys watched the More Lore YouTube channel or not. For I think it's the More Lore that did it. It's interesting Astartes and Guardsmen team ups, and one of the ones that was should happen is the ones you just mentioned in the White Scars, where they work together, but they haven't yet in the story. So
I could see them. I could see them working.
They're both the
Mongolian
type of fighting style and stuff. So
yeah.
But yeah. Then it's right. Okay, we get next spot. There we go. These choices are irrational, impractical, and often insane, and that is precisely why they endure. In 40K, warfare is a theater as much as strategy. Morale is forged through awe, terror, and legend. To witness a Space Marine carve through foes with a screaming chainsword is to understand that half the battle is already won, because an enemy who believes they face something unstoppable has already begun to lose. In a universe where drowning horror being cool is not a flaw, it is a weapon.
Yeah, man. If you feel cool, you just fight harder. And people around you, if you do a cool like 360 spin cut, they're gonna be like, "Fucking toy, that guy's a hero." Not practical.
You got AdMech snipers going around doing 360 no scopes.
Yeah, man, exactly.
Sliding.
That was one of my things. Was one of my favorite things about learning about the Alpha Legion, especially in 30K, was because like Doran called out Alfarius for like being just like way too flamboyant and flashy in his engagements. But the thing is, like, Alfarius was like one of the last ones to be discovered. So to make up for being the last one, he took up like the most dangerous and crazy engagements and does like the most impractical stuff just based off a rule of cool because it gives him more glory.
Yep, just confused everybody and rule of cool. That's his motif.
I love Alpha Legion.
Yeah.
Alpha Legion is really nice, but God, they're like confusing as can be.
And that's what's just so great about them.
Yeah. It's like you like that one. Isn't there like a whole book that the entire thing's a lie?
Yeah, that's Alfarius' Primarch book.
That is.
Or is it?
I would want to read that. Oh my God! Don't even. I would want to read that, but at the same time, I would hate to spend the money on something that is 100% lie from start to finish.
Well, the thing is too, like you almost can't find it in print anymore for a reasonable price because they're out of print, and two, like you got scalpers that charge like $300 for like an $18 book.
Yeah, that's one of those. They should just really up the production value.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to judge how much people are going to buy, though. Yeah, and I'd rather company keep underselling than stuff and then fucking not sell it and go out of business. But you can always track down
that's
books.
Problem with that's the problem with just any books. But yeah.
So a galaxy of weapons. Within the Astartes Armoury, melee weapons exist in a state of near chaotic abundance, bound by tradition and conquest than by any true standard. 10,000-year-old swords, their edge worn smooth from uncounted wars, are carried beside newly forged chainswords whose teeth are set with kraken fangs or adamantium alloys torn from defeated foes. No two chapters arm themselves alike, and even within a single company, weapons differ wildly in form, origin, and temperament. Each blade, axe, claw, or hammer is shaped by the culture that wields it, the enemies it has slain, rights that bind it to its bearer. This lack of uniformity is a flaw, but a reflection of the Imperium itself, a galaxy-spanning war machine where survival, belief, and accumulated violence matter far more than any regulation ever could. Yeah, so, the Astartes are going to make whatever weapons they want to be functional. If you want a 3-foot long short sword or long sword or whatever that'd be for Astartes, you can make that. There's all types of weapons. Double-headed axes, single-headed axes, chainaxes, like whatever. There's no lack of creativity when it comes to killing people, I guess, in 40K.
Yeah, one of the things I like about that is the ease to make like custom homebrew weapons. So one of the ones that I did, like after we did our listener episode, was it's based off of, if you guys have seen Bleach, there is the one character that's got a sword that extends and like separates into like a whip. And the thought would be like, what if an Astartes had a hand on that and could just fling the end of his sword like 12 feet out, like a whip?
Yeah, whip sword. Yeah, for sure. I think they have some of those even in 40K, like the Emperor's Children definitely have some like lash.
Emperor's Children.
Swords,
yeah, I think the Drukhari have something similar too.
Yeah. And then all these weapons, there's a wide variety of weapons, and they're kind of cool. They get their own personality. Some weapons have their own machine spirits in it, so they get a little bit more character. They get their own legends and stories, and there are weapons that have been passed down for 10,000 years, and they might not be wielded anymore, but maybe they're carried into battle as like a ceremonial act or something. But some weapons that we're going to talk about, well, actually any weapon we're going to talk about, could be of mastercraft design. So keep this in mind too. A mastercrafted weapon is a singular refinement of a standard melee arm, elevated beyond its common pattern, though through rare technology, sacred artifice, or imprint of psychic will. The term encompasses any weapon whose construction and function surpasses those of its counterparts, setting it apart from the mass-issued arms carried by lesser warriors. Such weapons are often lavishly wrought and heavily adorned, their reputation matched by enhanced performance and reliability. Any Imperial weapon may be mastercrafted, but provided it is deemed worthy of such elevation. And yeah, that's another thing, I guess, too, is like some weapons are rebuilt or repurposed. We got the gauntlets of Ultramar that we've talked about, where those you actually can't do anything with. You can't penetrate it for 10,000 years, however long they've had it. They can't open up those weapons to find out its inner workings. But then we also got like the Axe of Mordecai from the Space Wolves, where it once was a Chaos Space Marine weapon, now kind of repurposed, sanctified, and you carve off the 8-pointed star and you slap on an Aquila, mastercraft that bitch with that Aquila. So all types of weapons.
Yeah, because isn't the idea of it like design, shapes, and everything empower it? So like if you have like a direct chaos thing on it, it's going to give it more towards that side, and it's easier to corrupt a weapon that way. than it is if you just put in a quill on it, and it looks like it's a little bit easier to clean. Do they actually like cleanse it out of it, or like how does that work? Because actually, I've not gotten around to reading about that yet with the Space Wolves. So
yeah, like it's a weird line. Like you, people in 40K cannot just pick up a chaos weapon, carve off the like it's good to go. The standard guy can't even do that. Hand it to like a tech priest and like get them to sanctify it. Like these are like special rare weapons that oftentimes you can almost even get into the argument of like what Purge says. Like, is this tech heresy that they've done with the Axe of Mordecai and the Gauntlets of Altamar? Like, maybe, man. Like, should you be taking chaos weapons? Do they still have? Can you ever really clean them? Or now is it reliant upon the Astartes will write off whatever little remnants of chaos left? But yeah, you can definitely take them and sanctify them. You know, you put them in the holy oil. Maybe you break the machine spirit in it and put a new one in it or something like that. There's all types of different. So there would be no standard. You know, that's the fun part about it.
I think what Purge is also asking too is just like when it comes to the master crafting stuff, like when you're going beyond just like the typical pattern, how much of that is tech heresy versus master crafting? Because you know sometimes the admech, as much as I like to shit on them for their backwardsness, sometimes just like sometimes master crafting is fine, but then like there are other stories where you hear about tech priests being executed because they were improving their goggles so they can see better. So it's just like, what the hell?
And then you've got like the Death Watch with their Necron blades.
Yeah, the phase sword. So yeah, I think it would depend like how you're upgrading. Like the easy tech heresies would definitely be: are you taking Xenos tech, or are you taking chaos? But yeah, if you're just like, I just found the finest artifact, he's gonna make the best blade, and he's gonna send his whole all this guy does is sharpen blades. He really knows how, and he's gonna make it the best. Like, yeah, no heresy there. You can do upgrades like that, and I don't think people are really gonna bat eyes at it, you know.
And if you're a named character, you've got a pretty high chance of holding a demon weapon and not getting yelled at for it.
Yeah, I'll still yell at anyone with a demon weapon. Only a couple can get away with that nonsense. Yeah.
And to be fair too, I do feel like Astartes will are given a little bit more leeway with this kind of stuff too.
Yeah, definitely. And especially if you're a first founding chapter like the Space Wolves, not calling Logan Grimoire out or anything, just saying, you know.
That does definitely help with how much of this kind of stuff you can get away with, for sure.
If let's just say like the Flesh Tearers got caught with his axe, they're all gone.
Yeah, there's a lot of demon weapons in your army for some reason. What's going on here? Like,
I don't know. It was an STC we found.
Before we get into close combat weapons, like this most basic kind, Fuzz has joined the show. We'll get him on. Hey, yo, Fuzz, welcome.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Yeah, doing good. Happy to have you join us and talk about some melee weapons. I asked these boys, you know, there's 2 tables in front of you. On one table is a ranged weapon of your choice, and on the other table is a melee weapon. What are you going for, Fuzz?
Oh man, it's definitely hard because the practicality of especially having a ranged weapon in a sci-fi setting is huge. But just swinging a big hammer is really, really fun.
Hard to resist, eh? It calls to me.
It does.
And the nice part about when you have a hammer, everything starts looking like a nail, so it gets really fun as you just start smashing everything.
I do have a favorite Warhammer if you would like to see it.
Yeah, for sure.
Let me go grab it real quick. It's one of the Game of Thrones weapons. It's the replica of Robert Baratheon's Warhammer.
Oh, nice.
Tight.
Oh, nice.
Hell yeah.
I have a sword in the room. I've got if anybody watches anime, I've got a copy of Enma from One Piece.
Oh God, you're
nice.
gay.
Absolutely.
I guess to each their own. Oh yes, look at that.
Oh, that is sick.
I would be honored if you crushed my skull with that. Like, thank you.
This thing is hefty, and it is very satisfying to just hold.
It looks heavy.
It's not.
Like
It's
20
honestly not
pounds?
too bad. I'd say somewhere between like 3 to 5 pounds. It's always harder to tell when
Not bad.
something's so top heavy, but yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It is very good.
Nice. Like that's actually made out of metal.
Looks very well
stuff,
made.
or it
Yeah, it's made out of metal.
fucking tight.
Holy shit.
Dang.
All right. So that's all right. Fuck.
I say that, or the one that I made for a friend of mine. I really liked how that turned out. That was more of a one-handed one.
Well, I guess while we're talking about close quarters with a hammer, close combat weapons. Close combat weapons are instruments of proximity forged for the moment when distance dies and the enemy must be broken by hand, sometimes an actual hand. Such weapons exist in countless forms, from crude edges to relic engines of ruin, each built to deliver decisive violence. At their simplest, these arms are solid implements that rely on edge or mass, guided by bearer's strength and the will to end a foe. Greater weapons, such as power swords, are bound with energized fields that unmake armor and flesh alike, lessening reliance on force and replacing it with absolute lethality. Most are carried alongside a pistol, allowing the warrior to kill at a breath's distance before the final crushing strike, in way the enemy is denied escape. In that way, the enemy is denied escape.
Yeah, so I forced you guys to pick one weapon or the other, ranged or melee. But a lot of these melee weapons are paired with like some type of pistol weapon, which is sweet. So you still get some type of distance. I don't know if you guys ever shot a pistol, but anything
Yes,
far away, it's
plenty of
not
times.
very
Yep.
accurate. Yeah, very hard. Like it's not like TV show where you're sniping people with pistols, man. And those things get a little
Yeah, not
difficult
at
to
all.
use.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like for your average person, a pistol's effective range is going to be like 20, maybe 30 feet. Depending on the pistol, but yeah.
Man, there's some
Also
crazy
depending on
videos
how
of
often
like
you use
pop
it.
encounters out there where they're like shooting over the hood of cars at people, and there's just bullets flying everywhere, and then everyone like empties their guns and looks around, and it's like no one fucking died, and like 50 bullets flew, and those are
Yeah.
trained people. Like, yeah, the pistol, it does not have that long of a range, but it's better than nothing.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. That reminds me of there was a story of like the shootout that happened in Chicago like 10 years ago, and there was like 190 bullets shot and nobody hit anybody.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. That's so crazy. Yeah, this is why you need a sword, like or a big fuck up hammer. You'll hit people.
Yeah.
Just going around Chicago with a giant axe,
Yeah.
screaming out demonic names.
In Minnesota, you could get away
That's
with
why
that.
I have both.
Exactly. Alrighty. Next, we have basic weapons. At the most fundamental level in our study, I cannot speak. What the heck? At the most fundamental level, an Astartes requires no relic blade to kill. His own fist, encased in ceramite and driven by transhuman strength, are weapons enough to pulp bone and crush armor at close range. Alongside this are the simplest tools of war: combat blades, trench knives, and short swords. Mass-produced, easily replaced, and carried by every battle brother as a matter of course. These weapons lack ornament and legend, but not purpose. They are blunt, reliable, and brutally efficient, meant to function when ammunition is spent and finer arms are lost. In the hands of a space marine, even the humblest knife is not a last resort, but a guarantee that the enemy will die. And a combat knife for a space marine is like, what, this big? Like,
Yeah, little.
those are swords.
Oh yeah, like full size machete is like a combat knife for a space marine. I feel like.
Yeah, like a small one too. There's a full size machete would be way too thin for an Astartes to use. I feel like.
Oh yeah, I just mean like
I
lengthwise.
think like what, like yeah, they'd be like that thick, I guess.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Then,
times
yeah,
where I'm just
that-
running
yeah.
around in the jungle with my machete swinging, pretending it's the trees or orcs, Tyranids are coming at me.
Right, you're just going through the jungles of Catachan, just knocking down all those filthy animals that are trying to kill you.
Yeah, if I was allowed, I'd take a flamethrower out there with me, but says it's just a little much. So we'll stick
The
to
death
this
world of
now.
Panama.
Yeah.
Death Roll to Panama. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
And
All right. After that, Armored Fist. And Astartes' Armored Fist are weapons in their own right. A ceramic clad and driven by transhuman strength, capable of shattering bone and crushing armor with a single blow. His entire body is a killing instrument. Booted strikes cave in chest, shoulder charges break lines, and sheer mass becomes a force of execution. Even unarmed, a Space Marine is never defenseless, for his physiology and armor were designed to turn every movement into controlled, purposeful violence. And that just immediately makes me think of Titus slamming his body into the tank in the episode of Secret Level. Just
that was
all
such a
at
good visual.
once.
Such a good
So
visual.
good.
Do any of you guys watch the like armored combat fighting stuff?
Mhm.
If you look up like armored combat, Boohurt,
Mark, you're muted.
Hurt, there was a History Channel competition show around armored combat called Night Fight, and this reminds me of like one of the contestants was complaining because he broke his gauntlet. He was complaining like he broke his gauntlet, denting somebody else's helmet, knocking them out. It was beautiful.
Hardcore, man.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
And that's just getting hit by a human, getting hit by a human in power armor, even just a regular suit of armor, not powered, would fucking blow. And then I got pictures pulled up here of an Astartes physique. You got this 8 foot tall, like 500-pound back dude punching you in power armor. So his strength is like doubled. Like you just get pulped. Missed.
Yeah, you're getting punched by an armored gorilla.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it goes back to that joke that they talk about the Eldar. Is like, why do the Eldar fear the Imperium?
Yes.
Well, yeah, you would be scared of an 800-pound gorilla coming in with a shotgun.
Yeah, right.
yeah. Especially a giant shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. And then last thing we've got on there is combat blades for this section. During the era of the Great Crusade, combat blades served as a broad designation for the many close-quarter killing tools favored by the Space Marine legions. Their precise shapes dictated by legion culture, doctrine, and tradition. Every Astartes is issued such a blade upon surviving the implementation of his gene seed, and he bears it until the moment of his death in war. The immense knife, comparable to a mortal short sword, carries a monomolecular edge that does not dull, even after centuries of slaughter. In some chapters, these blades are heirlooms passed down from warrior to warrior, their surfaces carved with the deeds of the fallen. In others, blade and warrior are forged together, and when the Space Marine finally falls, his combat knife is entombed with him, its purpose fulfilled. And the reason why I laughed at the monomolecular is, I don't know, do you guys listen to the 40K Lorecast with John Bersati and Brad Chester? Any?
I do not.
They're really good,
Boys.
but they have a problem with monomolecular stuff. And every time I read it, I got them in this voice in my head, just repeating it in this way that they do it. But
yeah, there's something that I remember listening to. I think it was like maybe in a movie, but just like somebody going like monomolecular.
That exact voice.
Yeah. But yeah, monomolecular, it's everywhere. Like it's in 40K. Anyone familiar with Shadowrun, mono everything, mono swords, mono whips, mono knives, very like Eldar like. Just like
I remember that specifically being like a big complaint in like old Lorehammer too. Is like anytime y'all talked about the Eldar stuff, and it's like monomolecular this, monomolecular that. I can't remember, Mark, if it was you or Eric that were just going at it and went on a whole rant because you were tired of the monomolecular stuff.
Yeah, we're like, okay, so what does this actually mean? That means you're cutting at the atomic level. Is essentially you're cutting people's atoms in half.
yeah, it's like the edge of the blade is
Fucking
as
wild
thick,
thing to do.
yeah, as thin as a molecule.
Yeah.
I was even joking in the Discord, like I've been playing the 40K Rogue Trader video game, which has been fun so far. But I picked up an Eldar like monomolecular filament grenade. I'm like, what the fuck does that even do? How does that work?
Monomolecular filament grenade?
Does it just like whip out filaments? Does it just shoot out bits of monomolecular string at you? Like I don't understand.
Fuck.
I just
That would be crazy
that
because like it just
scenario-
explodes string.
You're right.
Yeah, I just imagine somebody
you've
getting
never seen-
dissected just sideways.
Yeah, fuck.
I used to think of like Salat from Berserk with like his weird whip sword or like his whip string or whatever that just eviscerates people on contact.
Yeah.
You do see like mono wire stuff a lot in anime. You see it in Hellsing. A lot of like assassin animes will have people with a monofilament wires on their fingers, just like mincing people into tiny cubes.
Fuck.
That's a big Naruto thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a Naruto too. I've been watching one called Sakamoto Days, and there's a character in that uses mono wire on his fingers. Yeah.
Sakamoto Days is good. I don't care what anybody says. It's so good.
It is delightful. I love it.
Yes.
I haven't
Are
seen
you
any of
manga
this,
caught
so
up
I
in
wouldn't
it?
know.
What was that?
Are you caught up on the manga?
No, I don't have. I have 3 children. I don't have time to read.
That is fair. That is fair. The manga's really good right now.
Nice.
Yeah, I love the combat blade, the concept, the idea that some chapters they like one of the first things you do is like forge your own blade, and then like it's
that's
you
very
get
cool.
blade or whatever, and then you that's your blade. You take it till you die, till you're dead, and then you get buried with it. One of the few weapons that like doesn't get passed on.
Okay, so it has like ritual significance, similar to like in like Tau Firecast, how you have your like blooding knives for when you become like part of a cadre or like part of a fire team. Yeah. There's something else that in 40K that it made me think of too, that like stays with you. Oh, almost like a guardsman and their las gun. Like a guardsman should never be separated from the las gun. A space marine should never be separated from the combat knife.
Yeah, exactly. Unless it's wedged deep in the back of Zeno's skull. That's the only time you can take your hand off it.
Yeah.
So we'll dive into chain weapons. Diving into chain weapons. Chain weapons are brutal instruments defined by roaring motorized teeth that bite, grind, and tear through the foe. Echoing crude saws of forgotten ages, each tooth is honed to be a killing edge. Some are refined to monomolecular sharpness, capable of chewing flesh, plasteel, and even hardened steel bulkheads without pause. The most widespread of these weapons is a chainsword. Its blade, a symbol of the Adeptus Astartes, followed closely by the heavier executioner's axe. These weapons are not confined to swords and axes alone. Chain blades, chain bayonets, and countless other variants exist, where traditional blades have been stripped away and replaced with living rows of teeth designed solely to kill at close range. In cases, smaller chain blades are mounted directly to ranged weapons, serving as bayonets so that when the gunfire ends, the slaughter does not. Like many examples of human invention, the variations of the chain weapon seem to have their roots in the shrouded heresies of the dark age of technology. According to many of these various weapons, saws consistent use is the armored fist of techno-barbarians during the Age of Strife. Among the Emperor's own armies of his thunder warriors, brutal conquest by the Terra during the Nation Wars. But some chain weapons, such as the ambiguous chainsword, have been wielded by human hands for aeons. Even right now, like there are fucking goons on the internet building chainswords and stuff that work. So starting M3, people have been rocking chain technology.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I saw a guy building like basically chain swords into gauntlets, and it was very good.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
we're fastly approaching the timeline where 40K is becoming a reality. I'm not sure how to feel about that.
Right.
Let's hope certain parts of it stay fiction.
No. We want Hera to be invaded by some demons. Really spice it up.
I don't want the
a bit here.
To be real.
Come on.
Oh no.
yeah, that's why I was like, I don't want that.
You just gave me PTSD flashbacks of that episode, of that Iron Warriors episode. No.
We need the Tau to invade so we can all have our hot Tau mommies. That's what we need.
Oh my god.
You filthy Xenoslaver.
Correct.
And I tell you what, and you get my axe.
On the chain weapons though, like I was playing in / helping run a 40K Wrath and Glory game, and one of my buddies was playing an Adeptus Sororitas Hospitalier, and she had like a chain bayonet, but like attached to like her bracer and her gauntlet, and it was just sweet, just going and punching people. You're muted again, Mark.
Hell yeah. That's all. Just laughing.
Yeah.
But I guess while we're talking about chain weapons, and just because I love bringing up the Lord of the Rings meme, and my axe, chain axes are awesome, mind you. Are savage close quarters chain weapons forged as massive one or two handed axes whose edges are formed from roaring chains of powered teeth. The relentless bite of their whirling monomolecular fangs allow these weapons to carve effortlessly through flesh, bone, and hardened armor alike. The chain axe is most closely associated with coordinate berserkers among the Chaos Space Marines. There's a shout out, Toasty. Hope you like it. And with all who dedicate their slaughter to the blood god.
Yeah, classic.
The dagger.
It seems kind of crazy and practical, this weapon. Like the axe, what it's known for is like the chop, right? And it's like all that force designed to go into the point. You get the heavy head, and then it splits things. But like, yeah, I just imagine the teeth just like breaking so often with this. Like, what, you wedge it in there, maybe you split first and then you turn it on and grind it in. I don't know. It just seems kind of like the sword. I get, you get these cool sweeping motions, and a chain sword would probably work pretty good, but the axe is like fucking rule of cool on this one.
Definitely. I mean, I feel like all the chain weapons are rule of cool. Maybe with the axe, it's just like that mass carries it farther into the body. Like it'll bite deeper because it has the mass behind it. But actually, I just feel like all chain weapons. I feel like all chain weapons are like impractical. That like something's gonna get tangled up in there and cause it to stop.
Yeah. You got like Black Templars with their chained weapons, where it's like if that chain goes into the chain weapon, it's gonna be fucked. It's gonna suck your arm into it. It's gonna rip your wrist off. Like,
yeah.
My only example I know of that's animated for like an axe, just a regular axe, not a chain one, is Meditaurus. Is that his name in the Secret Level episode? That's the one that chose Titus. Whenever they're walking to the fight the guys, he wields an axe. Again, the way he like spins it and hits it's really nice.
Is his a power axe in that?
That one's a power.
It is a power axe. Yeah, most loyalist Space Marines, especially by the time of 40K, stick with the power axes, and it's usually the Chaos Space Marines that do the chain axes.
Yeah, you might get some Carcharodons and stuff with some axes. You'll find them still, but yeah, they definitely are on the rare side.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow I kind of like that over having them more common than power axes.
Yeah. But where's my place? Do you have one more thing? The dagger, the humble little dagger, which in medieval times is responsible for more knight deaths than any other weapon. So, fun fact for the day. The smallest of chain weapons, comparable in size to a heavy combat knife, the chain dagger conceals lethal purpose behind its modest form. Its high-speed teeth turn even a passing strike into a ruinous wound, tearing flesh apart with merciless efficiency. A single driven thrust causes catastrophic internal destruction, achieving in one motion what dozens of cuts from a lesser blade could not, leaving a foe gutted and slain by precise violence. This is a one-handed melee weapon. And as far as the blade, a chain blade is a compact chain bayonet mounted to a bolter used to kill at point-blank range when the charge lands hard.
Yeah, cool.
So is that going like the bottom part of a bolt pistol?
Bolt guns.
Probably for like a bolt or like a bolt rifle or something.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Bolt pistols usually don't have that attachment to it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You can see.
I mean, it's 40K, so like, sure, why not? I guess, but also,
I'm sure it probably exists, but nobody uses it.
If we're making all the double nerding references, Gears of War, they had the Lancer that has the bayonet, and that thing's fucking tight, man. Cutting focus in half with that thing.
That game is it's a satisfying game if I ever played one.
Yeah,
love that game. I was exposed to it first before I was ever exposed to Warhammer, but I'm pretty sure we know who stole from who in this regard.
Yeah, definitely. All right, and then the Eviscerator. I was one I did not know about. An Eviscerator is an obscenely massive variant of the chainsword, so vast and overbuilt that only an Astartes wielding it with both hands can bring it to bear in battle. It inflicts catastrophic trauma upon living targets and is capable of smashing through walls or tearing into vehicle armor through sheer violence. The Eviscerator relies on its immense bulk and crude disruption field, a lesser cousin to those found in power swords, to deliver overwhelming destruction. Owing its brutal and inelegant construction, the weapon is brutally effective but exhausting and difficult to control in prolonged combat. Is that what Dorn uses?
A variation.
Yeah, he might. Yeah, because even a double-handed chainsword is kind of going to be small on him, so he's got kind of like a special one built. But I imagine it does fall in this category. It's interesting. This category has like a built-in crude power field to really fuck up anything this touches. Then you can kind of get through hard ceramite with the power field, and then kind of the teeth is going to deal with that fleshy parts. So
yeah. So I know it says it's it's let's see, only an Astartes wielding with both hands can bring it up to bear. But isn't that or is it just a smaller Eviscerator is what Repentias use?
Yeah, there definitely are Minister and priests. Even sister. Here's some fun artwork of a sister's battle carrying one. That's a funny picture. If we weren't talking rule of cool, we always got to remember rule of cool. Just imagine this fucking 80-pound woman swinging this fucking 80-pound sword. It's not happening. But it looks fucking cool.
Yeah, it's hot. I mean, what? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This guy's a great model. That's a classical missionary priest with a fucking chainsaw.
And I like some of the Eviscerators that are literally like chainsaws because they have that almost that side handle. So you get the two hands on it, not a long two-handed handle, but they've got the separate handles like an actual chainsaw to carry it.
Oh, so
yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. That's cool.
Yeah, there's a couple variations of where they put the handle. Very cool.
That is sick, especially.
See, at least this guy that I have pulled up, he's got biceps and tries that could lift up the fucking world. He might swing that weapon he's wielding. Good for him. He's done some work. He's like General Iroh.
As big as he is.
Yeah, he's just a jacked Ministorum priest. He does one push-up, then reads a scripture. Does a push-up, scripture.
Right. He can't stop doing push-ups until he finishes his litanies for the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Praising intensifies.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. After that, we got flails. Merging the indiscriminate ruin of the chainsword with the merciless reach of the flail, the chain flail is a weapon borne by one whose devotion to the Emperor does not waver. A hefty haft and trigger are linked by adamantite cables to a roaring head ringed with 4 parallel rows of ravenous teeth, each strike a sentence of death. To witness a chain fall in motion is to be reminded that its bearer has cast aside all fear, offering only faith and destruction in return. That's dangerous to the user.
So a flail in and of itself is dangerous as fuck to the user. I mean, you see people on the internet hitting themselves in the nuts with nunchucks all the time. This is the same goddamn thing. So in a chain flail, those teeth are going to also be as soon as they impact, they're going to be going off in their own directions because it sounds like there's potentially multiple of them on one handle. This is fucking wild.
Yeah, it would spin out because nothing holding it in place. It'd run up people's bodies and shit. It'd be unwieldy. But once again, fucking cool. You don't get better than that guy running around just swinging this fucking four-sided chain maul around.
Yeah, definitely the cast aside all fear. Absolutely, because this thing could kill you just as easily.
Cast aside all fear. Yeah, man.
I hate to be the unit that rolls a 1 on those turns.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a hot weapon or whatever.
But those little spicy
Up next
days.
we have we got the glaive. Wielded by select formations such as Astartes bikers, chain glaives are merciless weapons that unite the reach of a polearm, the screaming violence of a chain weapon. Forged across countless forge worlds and desperate eras, their designs vary wildly, yet all share a singular purpose: efficient slaughter at close range. This is a two-handed melee weapon to reap the foe with methodical, unstoppable force. Some good examples would be like the Nostroium, the Night Lord's chain spear or chain glaive, or however you want to, chain lance.
Okay.
They're all kind of in that same category.
Yeah, like a chain pole arm.
Yeah, chain pole arm. That would be a good way to say it. Yeah. And then we got the sword. The chain sword are favored melee weapons of the Imperium's warriors, symbols of close range dominance, sanctioned slaughter. A chain sword is at its core a blade fitted with a single edge run of power teeth, spinning like an ancient saw given life. Most patterns employ monomolecular, razor-hardened teeth capable of chewing through flesh and armor alike. These weapons are never subtle. To raise a chain sword is to issue a declaration of intent. It exists to rip, rend, and dismember. Where lizard blades only wound, its slow, furious buzz swells into a piercing scream as the teeth bite into ceramite, announcing destruction before it's fully delivered. Yeah, man, like this, I love this concept of like melee weapon. Part of the point is to show your dominance. It's like a fear thing, a control thing, a power move. Like, I love that. You could definitely dispatch him at rage, or you could call out that enemy in single combat and show in front of everyone how much better that you are.
Yeah, and like not just like the look of a chain weapon, but like it talks about like the roar of the engine of a chain weapon is going to be its own, intimidation roll against you.
Yeah. Chain weapons, like chain swords, do come in all types and shapes. Like you got great chain swords, falcon chain sword, falchion? Yeah, falchion chain swords, all types. Yeah. Whatever type of sword type there are, you'll find a chain sword type based off it.
I imagine for like regular like mortals, like your regular humans, chain weapons are probably more terrifying than power weapons, because a power weapon will just go right through you, but a chain weapon will tear you to pieces before it actually finishes cutting you.
Oh, to get hit by? I'd say absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm listening to a lot of audiobooks dealing with like Imperial Guard, and like especially right now I've been going through the Caiaphas Cain books, and being a commissar, he has the last pistol and chainsword, so there's a lot of chainsword fighting in it, and the way they do it is very cool, especially like for him being a accomplished duelist.
Yeah, they talk about like flipping the switch of the chain blade direction to like throw off and like try to spin off like people's chain weapons. Like especially when you're getting chain on chain combat, it's very cool how they kind of describe it in a couple of like the pro tricks to kind of really mess up the other person's gear.
Yeah, he definitely talks in multiple of the books about like the speed that he revs up his chainsword to, so that's its own variability factor, which like you said, like you're just talking about, Mark, is going to affect the way your strikes land, how they deflect, how they're able to deflect. So yeah, it does give a lot of nuance to what on the surface just looks like a big hack/smash weapon.
Yeah. There's definitely a skill to it for sure. Or like, maybe I guess there's definitely a bell curve, and like at the high end of chain weapon usage, like, yeah, you can get really skilled at it. So like, you don't need to.
Yeah. I was thinking about this a little bit like when we were doing the World User episodes, but just kind of in combat in general, because I brought up that in one of the books, Cain successfully deflects a couple of blows from an Astartes. Not that he can like solo him with a chainsword, but I got me thinking of something that in like combat that I've done is, you could be fighting somebody that is just skill wise and experience wise better than you, but maybe on your best day, you're better than them on their worst day. And that's where like that kind of like skill curve can come into play.
You got a good night's sleep and they didn't, and that's all it took for you to fucking blow up their arm.
Honestly, yeah, like, or maybe you got a good night's sleep, maybe they're sick or something. I don't know, but
resources.
Your mental game that day is better.
Cool.
Like how like sometimes like I don't know if you guys are ever the same, but if you ever play like sports, like there are some movements in them that you do. Like when I used to shoot basketball, I would notice when I'm not thinking about what I'm doing, it's way easier to do what I want to do properly. So I imagine that's like one of those exact moments.
Oh yeah, in like the different sword fighting stuff that I've done, you'll sometimes enter that kind of like instinctual flow state, zen out, and all of a sudden the fight's over and you did really good, and you're like, I'm not entirely sure what just happened, but like your body just like, but it's not like your body and training and muscle memory takes over, and everything just like clicks, and it's really really cool to have that happen. Just like
just like
in
that
basketball,
arms wakes up, killed 4 people. He wakes up in this stupid like, oh, man, that was a good sword fight. There's just bodies everywhere around him.
What did I do?
Yeah. All right, good game, everyone.
Right,
good game of basketball.
Good game of basketball. Like 6 bodies lying on the court. Oh shit! We should have been using that chain basketball.
No, God, chain basketball.
Monomolecular basketball.
No,
Oh my god.
That was our first mistake. Well, after the glory of chain weapons, we've got our power weapons. Power weapons are sanctified instruments of close quarters execution, forged in many forms yet bound by a single ruthless principle. When awakened, the weapon's edge is engulfed, killing field of energy that unravels matter itself, allowing it to shear through flesh, ceramite, and even the vaunted plate of Terminator armor without resistance. The most common patterns, swords, axes, and hammers, are wielded across multiple species, while rarer variants remain the jealously guarded tools of selected warriors. A power weapon is wreathed in shimmering haze of blue light, clinging to blade or striking face alike, its fields tearing apart molecular bonds at the moment of impact. Many are crafted to resemble crude or ancient arms, their generators hidden within pommel or haft, masking their true purpose. Yet once the field is engaged, the low, predatory hum and cold azure glow reveal the truth. This is not steel, but annihilation given form. And you're like, even like almost even better or worse than monomolecular, this just like unzips your atoms as it slices or smashes through you.
I always imagined that like this was like 40K's equivalent, or like 40K's answer to the lightsaber.
That's what I was about to mention. Is if you guys had seen the video on the what if somebody with a lightsaber and a power sword got in a fight, and they theorized they would go through the lightsaber, and whoever connected first would hit, but they both die.
I had to watch the video on this. There's a sword fighting YouTube channel I watch called Cell Sword Arts. They did one on this, and yeah, they basically likened it to a lightsaber. They didn't compare the two like one-on-one, but they both would definitely have the same effect hitting something. If I had to give it to one of them, I would give it to the lightsaber, because if like what you were saying, the power fields would pass through each other, then the lightsaber would still impact the physical body of the power weapon, I think, and cut it in half.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
But like both power weapons, right? Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Like because even if you cut it in half, the rest of that power field, because the power field's in like the handle of the weapon, so still the bottom half of that blade is still gonna have a power field and could still like cut your leg off.
Yeah.
But I'm just imagining like the worst of all of these would be the power hammer, because it wouldn't slice you; it would just like explode a hole of like disintegrated molecules in the side of your body.
I mean, it's essentially a fancy gravity hammer from Halo.
Oh yeah.
I still think it would be worse than that, man. Like, because the gravity hammer like doesn't disassemble your molecules.
True, but a gravity hammer does have a bladed point on the opposite end if you feel like being extra vicious.
Now imagine like a gravity, or like a power, like a traditional style warhammer, or like the one that I had, because they have the hammer face and the back spike, and sometimes that top spike. So that like all of those killing options wrapped in functionally a lightsaber field that will disintegrate you.
All right, Fuzz, your new project is to take your Warhammer and try and put a power field to it.
Have you seen people that have like
car
made
battery and a katana.
rudimentary plasma blades? It's people have made sort of lightsaber things by like making an actual like beam of plasma. Yeah. It's wild.
And they can hold it up to like a piece of metal and it'll melt it not slow, pretty quick. There's one really, really good YouTuber who's done it. He does like all these like homemade stuff, and the video is sick because it's like in 10 years, what's going to happen?
Again, we've got chain blades. People are developing power weapons. We're getting there. We're getting there.
We're getting there.
I did see one video a few years ago about a guy that did a proto lightsaber, which is basically like a giant tungsten rod that he just superheated with a power pack. And he was able to like slowly cut through like a sheet of metal.
Oh wow!
The thing is, dude had to wear like a welder's mask, and like he had to like hold it back because like the sheer heat from it was just intense.
Oh, that's bananas!
Yeah,
Love it.
It sounds real, especially tungsten. That's heavy too. So I bet that was no fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Nothing like a board engineer in a garage in too much time.
Yeah. That reminds me of like the Styropyro. Do you guys know who that is? The YouTuber with like the 10,000 watt like flashlights and stuff.
Oh, I've seen that. I've seen that flashlight before.
Yeah. He's got some really cool stuff like that. I think if anybody could go through that window into 40K like technology, people like him and that one electrician that always purposely shocks himself. Do you guys know who I'm talking about? I think he's like
that one I know.
He's like the guy who like you'll see him like plugging something in and he like gets hit by like this big spark, but he's fine. Like he does it every time on purpose.
Nice.
Yeah, it's funny.
But we're kind of getting a little bit off topic, so I'll round us back out to I'm detecting a pattern here in the notes, Mark, so I will bring up this meme again because I love it. And my axe, power axe,
Perfect.
delivers far greater force on impact than a power sword, though this comes at the cost of speed and finesse in the hand. Not if you ask a Space Wolf. Its lesser defensive utility is commonly offset by the use of combat shields or more advanced protective war gear. Even so, the power axe is known as a savage and uncompromising weapon, and the decision to wield one is often a matter of intent and conviction rather than pure tactical efficiency. Again, ask any Space Wolf fan.
Yeah,
Rule of
might get an
cool,
axe to the back of
absolutely.
the head, yeah.
Space Wolf or
Rule of
World
cool, that
Eater.
one.
Yep. Space Wolves get their power axes, World Eaters get their chain axes. Just go head to head. Boom. There we go.
Yep.
But we also go back to the humble dagger. Although a power dagger might be mistaken for a mundane blade, when the glowing disruptive energy field snaps to life, there's no mistaking it. Power daggers are able to cut through the carapace armor as easily as flesh and bone, sizzling through burnt meat and flash-dried blood.
I did not know they had power daggers, actually.
I hadn't heard of those either, but it makes
Yeah.
sense. I figure if you've got a power sword, a power dagger is just that on a smaller scale.
I bet that's more reserved for like Death Watch and stuff like that, more specialist when it's actually needed and not like mass produced.
Or like
On
assassins,
tabletop,
like the Assassinorum has
custodians.
those for Oh, the custodians have the power daggers?
Yeah, that's where you commonly see it in the Imperium most commonly.
Oh. Are they still technically power swords then? Are they like giant?
I guess to immortal.
No. I guess technically they would still be.
Yeah.
But this guy right here, you can see like all of them have this guy, and that's technically not his cock. That's a power dagger right there.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Pretty sweet.
That's so good.
Then after that, we got Power Fist. A Power Fist, sometimes called a Power Glove, is a massive mechanical gauntlet wreathed in a destructive energy field that unravels solid matter on contact. Slow and ponderous in battle, it demands that its bearer endure incoming blows before delivering a single decisive strike in return. Its worth lies in the immense strength it grants, amplifying the wielder's transhuman power through brutal servos and internal motors, turning each blow into an act of absolute destruction. Shout out Marnius Calgar. It's the most popular version of that I know of.
Okay.
I just had an image in my head. An Astartes boxing match with power gloves.
Oh God.
Power glove.
What armor do they keep on? Because at that point, it's a one-hit done fight if they don't have their armor on.
I imagine it would be with armor because they got to integrate the power fist. But still,
Fair.
Well, it might be
I
the thing where,
you
like,
could just, have it to they're like. No,
Well, the armor might at least take a blow or two. So you get punched, it knocks off some of your armor, and then if you get hit, it goes into your body or something. I don't know.
This is one of my favorite pieces of
fun.
Warhammer artwork, where this black guy's just getting creamed by this Imperial fist.
That's right.
Great artwork.
That is the classic fisting.
the classic.
Yeah,
Elbow deep.
No one does it better. Elbows deep, brothers.
He
Elbows
dropped
deep
the
in some
Imperial
nuts.
fist. Yeah.
yeah, you've just experienced the pain glove.
Right.
Oh goddamn, that's good.
And after that, we got is it Power Chain Fist? A chain fist is a sanctioned pattern of power fist fitted with an integrated chainsword engineered to let its bearer tear through reinforced bulkheads and sealed armor. First devised to breach the hulls of void ships during brutal boarding actions, its roaring adamantine teeth have since proven lethal against all forms of hardened resistance. Loyalist and traitor terminators alike often replace the standard power fist with the chain fist, trusting it to dismantle enemy vehicles and fortified defenses at killing distance. That sounds like it'd be one of the weapons that would hurt the most. Because he can grab you and then just shove it into you.
Right. I think there was one variant I saw, Mark, with what you're bringing up, which is why people should pay to come watch the live stream. But it had the double-sided chain blade.
Ooh.
So it had, yeah, that's really cool. Because there's one that looks almost like a chain dagger on the bottom of the power fist, the fist has its own bayonet. But then there's one where it's almost like a pincer claw, and the outsides of the claw were chainsaw blades.
That is sick. I actually really like that. Only in Warhammer you can just put chain stuff on everything and it works.
Oh yeah. I feel like in 40K, put anything dangerous on anything else dangerous, and somebody's gonna use it.
40K is just full
And
of
if it seems a
lumberjacks
little
putting
too
chainsaws in.
dangerous, paint it black, yellow. Now it's safe. Now it's safe to use.
Yeah. Put the caution stripes on it, so it's the Iron Warrior's problem.
There you go.
Good old chef. Now you're safe.
Or just follow the the orc method. Paint it red, make it go faster.
Yeah, would a red chainsword spin faster? Would it have a faster blade on it?
I think I'd want all the teeth to be yellow at that point, right? And be explosive.
Okay.
Just be like a chain axe, a bunch of yellow teeth on them. Just mini explosions
Next
every
power
time
weapon
you
we
rev
got is the power flail. Like all flails, the power flail is a jointed weapon whose sweeping arc can maim or kill even without the activation of its center field. Yeah, I was just saying with flails, man, just the way those things are built, the momentum on the top, on the end of that ball is just such force, man. It's so dangerous even without an field. When its seeing power field is energized, however, it becomes an engine of annihilation, smashing armor and fortifications apart beneath a slow, relentless swing. Fuck yeah. And then if having a chain between your handle and your giant ball of metal scares you, you can downgrade to the power maul. A little more than a half wrapped in a power field, or halved wrapped in a power field. The power maul conceals deliberate and lethal versatility. Its energy field can be precisely tuned, shifting it from pulverizing stone and armor to delivering a controlled stunning blow that drops a foe without ending their life.
Oh,
I don't
I
know
like
if
that.
Astartes weapons power malls do that, but definitely like the
RBDs.
Adeptus Armoury. Yeah, they use those for sure, where they dial it down. But I'm sure the Astartes, they fucking crank that thing full every time.
Yeah. And like again, like if an Astartes group is going on a capture mission, they might use something like this to stun and capture something for like Death Watch or I don't who knows, but mostly though they're just gonna use the ones that are gonna disintegrate your face.
Yeah.
Right. And if a power fist or a power maul is a little bit too close for comfort, you can get some range with a power lance. Throughout the long, blood-soaked history of war, the spear has endured as a weapon of ruthless efficiency, and the Imperium preserves this legacy without mercy. A power lance, sometimes called a power spear, is a specialized power weapon consisting of an energized blade mounted upon a long, unyielding haft. Like all true power weapons, its edge is wreathed in a disruptive energy field, allowing it to pierce and unmake flesh, armor, and harden matter with cold, unquestioning ease. Yes, I mean, spears, lances, any polearm is going to be, especially like in a melee fight, like the range is what you want to go for. And especially with like a power field around it, there's nothing that they can do to protect themselves to really close that distance too. So if you have a power lance and they've got a power anything else, you're probably going to win. You've already got the advantage.
Yeah, that's what the White Scars use, right? On their bikes.
Yeah, I believe so.
I really like the combination with that because it's like their own version, modern day version of like cavalry charges. Despite me memeing on that one guardsman that rides an actual mechanical horse in a battle, I think if you're going to do it, power bikes is probably the better way.
Yeah, and then pretty cool. Yeah, and the Custodes spears, those are power spears with the bolter in them, right, Mark?
Yeah.
I forget what the name of those spears. I think they have their own special name, I think, because they have the bolt weapon integrated into them. But yeah, those are power spears as well.
Yeah.
There's that one animation that shows them using it against a Tyranid, right?
Yes.
Yep. Those are Guardian spears, I think.
Guardian spears. There we go.
Yeah. And I think the axe version is the Castellan axe, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
But same principle.
Yeah. And then if you decided that the power lance gives you too much range and you want to get the closest, a nice, good power hug, you can use the lightning claws. A lightning claw is a specialized pattern of power weapon formed as a reinforced gauntlet fitted with 4 extended talons that burn with matter-disruptive energy. Each blade functions as a compact power weapon in its own right, slicing through armor and flesh with ruthless efficiency. They are most often borne by Space Marine Terminator assault squads, where entire units may be armed with them, though access is granted to any warrior deemed worthy by the armory. Lightning claws are typically worn as a matched pair, so you're going to be, Space Marine Wolverine out there.
Yeah, exactly. There's a couple different variations of the power or the lightning claws where you got like you said, the Wolverine style where they're kind of on the back of your hand. You also got lightning claws where it's like individual fingers become talons.
That's like Horus had those, right?
So did the Emperor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, he did as well. There's a couple, but yeah, definitely now you see it more in like Chaos armies and Loyalist ones. They do have a couple other ones too, like the Black Templar. They have their own kind of where it's not attached to a power fist. Let's show you the sword, brethren. And
I think is it the Space Sharks? Did they prefer the lightning claws, or are they more of like the chain fist type?
The Space Wolves? Did you say
the Carcharodons?
Yeah, the Carcharodons.
I think they like their axes.
Lightning claws.
Okay.
Doesn't he? He uses isn't it theorized that he uses one of the Primarch's lightning claws?
I don't know about that. He wields Slake and Hunger, which
That's
are the
right.
name
That's
of
what
his.
it
But
is.
basically, like they're specialized on the back end. on the top of your hand or whatever, you got the lightning claws, and then on the inside where like your palm is, it's chain fist actually. So he can grab. It's just like you're grabbing him with chain fucking weapons.
Oh my god!
But it's not like the typical like underslung chain weapon, where it's like mounted on the bottom of your hand. It's like inside the palm of your hand. These chains. But here's another example of a pair of lightning claws where they're not the full power weapons, like the power fist style. They're a little smaller, maybe a little more agile.
Nice.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
they're a fun weapon.
Lightning claws are just so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Even if they are a preferred weapon of the Night Lords.
I wasn't gonna bring them up, but yeah.
You know someone in the chat was going to bring it up, so I figured I'd go ahead and save us all the trouble and say it.
Yeah, so Jax doesn't yell at us in the Discord.
Exactly, or purge.
Yeah, all right.
Have y'all read the Talos books?
I have not. You
I
talking
have
about the
not,
Night Lords Omnibus?
Yeah, I've heard it was really good, and I wasn't sure.
I've heard it was really good, and that's why I'm avoiding listening to it.
That is fair. That is fair.
But let's talk about another famous weapon that's only really used by Chaos Marines. We have the Scythe. The Power Scythe is an archaic pattern of power weapon once born by Space Marines during the end of the Great Crusade and the Horus Heresy. Despite its fearsome design, the Power Scythe never achieved widespread acceptance, and its manufacture was formally ended in M34 by decree of the Parmento Munitorum. In the ages since, only a handful remain in Imperial hands, while many endure among Chaos-aligned forces, most notably those devoted to the rotting creed of Nurgle, aka the Death Guard.
Yeah, cool.
And if anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, just look at Morty.
Yeah, it's like his big thing is that giant scythe.
Yeah, I feel like Death Guard models are the only models that I've seen that come with the scythe.
That's what I was about to ask. Is like, are there any models at all that have a scythe that aren't Death Guard? Because I've never seen one that's not.
Shard of the Nightbringer.
Yeah, there's a chapter. The Nightbringer has one. I guess these guys don't have models, but the Scythe of the Emperor, they're featured at Astartes 2
Oh, that's
trailer,
right.
the black.
That makes
yellow
sense.
Guys.
Okay.
They've been around for a long time. They're known for hunting Tyranids, I believe, actually.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, here's a good example of him. He's wearing like a Tyranid skull on his hand or on his shoulder.
See,
I think the Scythe of the Emperor were like invaded Tyranids, and their homeworld was basically destroyed, or the chapter was basically destroyed. So now they have like a personal vendetta. It was kind of the vibe I remember.
See, man, now I want to make hearing that I want to make a Scythes of the Emperor maybe kill team where they all have scythes made from like Tyranid claws, like Carnifex scythe claws.
Yeah. Maybe like small, skinnier ones for like Lictor claws.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Very cool.
I'd have to look at the scale of like what would actually make relative sense, but
Yeah,
that'd be sweet.
that actually does sound sick.
Yeah, great color scheme on those guys for sure.
Oh yeah, they look super cool.
Yeah, is it dark orange? Because I can't tell if it's dark orange or gold.
Yeah, it's like a burnt orange, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really nice.
But okay, Power Sword. So that way we can get back on topic here. A power sword is a form of power weapon forged into. Talking about melee weapons is just great. It gets me going.
It's
I
fun.
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every
It's
one,
linked
I'm
to
like,
design.
yeah, I think I would use that to murder a bunch of people. I think I would.
just get like one of everything. Like which one will you choose? Yes.
Yes, just give me the chance. Put me in, coach.
Mm-hmm.
Its length and design varying by tradition and maker, though most are wrought from adamantium. When its power cell is engaged, typically through a control set in the hilt, the blade is engulfed in a deadly corona of disruptive energy. The energized field enables the weapon to cleave through flesh, bone, and the majority of armor plate with ease, marking the power sword as one of the Imperium's most reliable and lethal tools of close combat. Which is very, very true. If not a chain sword, then definitely a power sword.
Yeah, I feel like other than the chainsword, the power sword is the most popular weapon for the Astartes. That's like, if you were to know about Warhammer and not know what Warhammer is, it's probably you're going to see the chainsword or the power sword, in my opinion.
Absolutely. But for all you Emperor's Children fans, we also have the Power Whip. The Power Whip, sometimes called the Power Lash, is a flexible power weapon whose energized length can coil, strike, and sever with contemptuous ease. In the hands of an Astartes, it becomes a tool of domination as much as execution, unmaking flesh and armor alike while denying the enemy any hope of distance or escape.
Yeah, Lucius uses those, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, I looked that up while we were talking about it earlier, and I was like, oh, hey, I had not seen that actual model before with him actually using the whip. Like mid-swing.
Yeah, that's the new Lucius model, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I think the older Lucius model has something like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's
the
that
old
first
Lucius
one.
model looked like it had like almost it looked like a tongue or something. It didn't give off the vibe. Oh, here's the example. Like it doesn't look like it's the motion of a whip. It looks like he's holding like a snake or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very
I mean,
weird.
knowing Emperor's Children and Slanesh, that's probably done on purpose.
Yeah, probably.
That makes like an example of this whip where it looks like it is just like this living flesh whip, like very wild. Like this one
A
might
spicy
be a power
tongue.
whip technically. This one's like a whip. So what color what color do you prefer? Does it change depending on like what chapter you give to? And then the second question is, do you prefer the like the glow effect or the lightning effect? So I got some pictures. Here's like a classic, almost both, where you get the glow and the lightning. Sometimes you just get the lightning.
If the lightning's in like the glow, I think that's really good. If I were to have one or the other though, I would go with the glow, personally.
Go with glow.
Yeah, I think I would probably go with the glow. And then color wise, I don't think it for me the color would change on like chapter or legion, but I think for me the color would change more on faction. So like if I'm doing Astartes, I'm probably going to do a blue power weapon, whereas like with my Votan, I do more of like oranges, like flame lava colors. No, because Votan is also like more like it's like more plasma themed, but it's still that kind of energy weapon. Necrons, you're going to have your greens. I don't think Tau have any energy weapons, but like I also see a lot of like light blues, electric blues for their like energy fields for the defensive shields. Maybe for like Farsight sword, maybe Chaos Space Marines. If I do like a Chaos power weapon, maybe go with like a purples.
Really, not like a red?
I guess maybe. I guess if I was gonna do purple, maybe purple would be more like Eldar, Dark Eldar weapons, and like red for demon ones.
That's kind of me. Like, to answer the first, as far as like the color question, it would just really depend on what I'm feeling for the model I'm using. I do have one Chaos Terminator with a power maul that I did give red lightning to.
Cool.
And then most Astartes I do.
Yeah, Gerald,
blue.
You do that cool, like you said, the lightning effect where you take like that little piece of wire and then
yeah.
And then you do like
that was the answer to. Yeah, and that was the answer to your other question, Mark. Is I think I prefer the lightning effect because then that gives me the chance to use like the floral wire, paint it white or whatnot, and then do my my OSL on it. So I got a few models that I've done that to.
I want to try that wire trick. That's really, really cool.
That does sound good.
Yeah.
It almost only works for like those heavy weapons like the mauls or the hammers or like coming off a sword almost might be a little overkill. Unless you had like
maybe a
big,
great
massive,
sword.
Like, yeah, exactly. But
let's see. Like
cool,
I did one for Lehman Russ. It was like electricity arc in between his axe and his sword. So I think that worked. The Chaos Terminator's Power Maul, yeah, that worked out pretty well. My 30k Corvus Corax actually had a power whip, so I was able to do arcs of electricity coming from it, also to help stabilize his model too, because it didn't come with a stand.
Oh no,
It didn't.
Nope.
Yeah,
It was. It's a legally distinct third party, Mr. Raven model. So,
by the way, the Tau have fusion blades. They're blue, but I don't know if they're like actual power weapons. They look like it, but
they probably are in
not.
function. Yeah,
Fusion blades are actually fusion blasters that are like hyper toned in, or the fusion blasters that are dialed into a shorter range, so they don't shoot as far, but then it's like they're able to maintain the fusion blade of it, is how they're described. So they take
so
like
they
an
just
existing
keep the constant fire.
Yeah, exactly. And instead of letting it shoot out far, it just compresses it.
I actually kind of like that, because it makes sense that even close range, the Tau still have to shoot things.
yes,
They still have to shoot. Exactly. Love it.
Yeah, they don't like melee. Even up close, if you want to melee them, they got to be shooting you the whole time.
Yeah.
And then, well, let's get a little back on track. The next is the special melee weapons. Specialized melee weapons within the Adeptus Astartes are not issued freely, but earned through rank, duty, or mastery of a particular art of war. Arms such as the Crucius Arcanum are not merely weapons, but symbols of authority. Their crackling blows carrying both physical destruction and doctrinal command. Others demand rigorous training and exacting discipline, as seen in the assault drills that warriors in the Centurion warsuits wield. These tools are entrusted only to those proven worthy, for they require more than strength to employ. They demand control, faith, and absolute obedience to purpose. In battle, such weapons mark their bearers as leaders, exemplars, or living weapons honed beyond the common standard. And that's what chaplains use, right? The Crucius?
Yeah.
yes.
I heard, I've not read a Warhammer book yet, as a warning, but I live and breathe the YouTube side of it. And there was a story that I think is Astartes Anonymous, or one of those really good short YouTube channels made, where they had a female guardsman pick it up after the chaplain was grabbed by this carnifex, and she swung it and hit him and broke every bone in her body on impact.
Oh, just like the backlash from the power field?
Yeah, because she cranked it to the max and swung it.
Honorable way to go.
There you go.
She lived. She was just broken. Apparently.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure if she lived. I'm going to look that up later, but
yeah, like any normal human doing that would absolutely have massive trauma to their body.
Yeah, even like a Solar Auxilia.
Yeah.
Or Lucifer Black. Any of them would be screwed.
So these special weapons, we'll start with the Assault Siege Drill. An Assault Siege Drill is a weapon mounted upon Centurion warplate, designed for brutal work of breaching. It is formed from 3 rotating spherical grinders that merge into a single drilling mass, tearing through rock and reinforced ferrocrete with equal contempt, materials commonly used in bunker construction. Once the barrier is breached, an integrated heavy flamer vomits purifying fire into the confined space beyond, ensuring that nothing survives the breach. Yeah, they're pretty wild. Here's a good example of one. The Centurion armor. They make them really big.
It's so fun. I think I talked about this when we did the Warsuit episode, but that's just so fucking cool. It's just so good.
The triple blade one looks. I know for sure where Subnautica got their drill for the prawn suit from, because that is dead on what that looks like.
Well, that's how real life drilling machines look. Like they really like so. It's not just from that. Like 40K got it from real life engineering.
Just the way the arm looks, like also like the design of it looked exactly the same. Like that's one of the reasons I said that, because it had this like one little thing in the elbow too, and I was like, oh come on.
It's just so good.
That is sick though.
I love when something has like a dual purpose, like when you adapt something from a tool into a weapon like that.
Yeah.
Are they almost always on dreadnoughts?
They're
Or are they
Sorry.
dreadnought exclusive?
so these were on Centurion power armor, so not quite a dreadnought. But I think you can get them on dreadnoughts.
Yeah, they're called, I think, something slightly different. I think maybe the small ones on the Centurions are just called assault drills, and then the ones on the Dreadnoughts are called like assault siege drills. I think the
Okay.
bigger ones are siege weapons because they're on like the ironclad siege Dreadnought typically, so they kind of toss in the siege.
That's right.
I was seeing the dreadnoughts with them, and I was like, that is even sicker. I really like that.
For sure. This vehicle right here, the Hades breaching drill, is wild, where it's just the front of it is like those giant grinders or whatever, but then it also has like a hatch in the front, so it kind of opens up, and instead of spewing forth holy fire, it spews forth a bunch of mechanicum guys from the breaching mouth of the drill. So
That's great.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
So typically used by the mechanicum?
Yeah, those big ones, those Hades.
The breaching drill, that makes sense.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but there are other ones like this Terrax drill, I believe guardsmen use, or did the Space Marines use this one?
Well, it's got black and white or black and yellow on it. It might be an Iron Warriors thing.
No, sorry. The Terrax drill is used by the Mechanicum, and then the Hades is used by the particularly the Death Corps of Krieg, but any Imperial Guard could use it.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Nice.
That's like another good little Gears of War reference there. Those like underground breaching drills, where
Oh, yeah.
the locusts are just drilling up into the overworld. Pretty cool.
Yeah. The leagues of Votan need one of those.
Oh fuck yeah, they do.
Yeah,
So bad.
that would suit their faction so well.
Yeah.
I love it. Up next, we got the Crozius Archaeum, and it stands as both a sacred badge of authority and a weapon of execution by Space Marine chaplains. A union seen as natural by warriors who regard battle as the purest form of devotion to the Emperor. To an Astartes faith proven through violence, and the Crozarius is an instrument of which doctrine is enforced in blood. In form, the Crozarius is staff or mace of moderate length, crowned with an imperial aquila or the winged skull known as the imperialis, symbols of obedience and judgment. Some bear patterns of chapter-specific iconography, such as the hammer-headed Crozarius carried by the chaplains of the Salamanders, each design reflecting its bearer's lineage. Within the haft is a bound, potent energy field that disrupts matter much like a power weapon, allowing the Crozius to crush armor and flesh with equal certainty. Corrupted echoes of this weapon persist among the word-bearers, whose dark apostles wield twisted various known as accursed Crozarius. Defiled icons dedicated to the dark gods. And then instead of like an aquila, you have like an 8-pointed star or some cool like icon like that. Beyond its lethality, the Crozarius marks its bearer as divinity sanctioned, granting spiritual authority, physical resilience, and closer communion with the powers they serve, holy or profane. Yeah, fuck, cool.
That's such an iconic weapon too.
Yeah.
Like especially some of them where they almost look more like they don't look like you'd want to hit somebody with that, like this one particularly. But it's fine because it's got the power fields. It's made of adamantium. Like it's gonna do damage.
Yeah.
Others are like just more like very extravagant maces, you know.
Yeah, almost axe-like in design too, with like a blunted axe.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah. Well, speaking of profane weapons, we've also got demon weapons. Demon weapons are blasphemous boons bestowed by the chaos gods, wielded by demons and the most exalted of their mortal champions. Imprisoned within each weapon, sometimes through force, sometimes through grim pact, is the bound essence of a demon condemned to eternal captivity within steel and warp fire. Such weapons are granted only to the mightiest servants of chaos, greater demons, demon princes, and mortal champions proven through atrocity and devotion. Each is singular in form and power, gifting its bearer terrifying strength, though the imprisoned entity ever seeks to dominate the will of the one who dares wield it. No demon accepts bondage willingly, and those bound to weapons denied constant slaughter suffer especially. Deprived of bloodshed and death, their rage festers until madness and rebellion become inevitable. Yeah, this definitely makes me like the first one that comes to mind for me is the lair blade that Fulgrim gets.
Sure. Yeah, probably one of the first ones the Imperium really encountered.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
This artwork here is just fucking crazy where basically it's like a flayed human, like just flayed out flat across the table and then resting on it's a demon blade. Like, yikes. Fucking gross.
That's some 40K shit right there, yeah.
40K shit. That's a happy little demon blade, though, in his little bed of flesh.
Right. On a scale of 1 to 40K, it is very 40K.
40K shit. Yeah.
I do like that everyone is unique too. For like just to the god, to the wielder, probably just a combination of that and then the form and personality of the demon bound within the weapon. I imagine like all that kind of together gives them their unique forms and powers.
Yeah. And there is two types of they're almost mistaken. There are demon blades and then there are warp blades, which we'll talk about a little bit later, but like warp blades, slightly different. Yeah, for sure. But demon blades are like real swords with like actual metal involved where, and then demons are bound in it where the warp blade is like made of warp energy, I guess is the summary.
Okay, yeah. So for the demon blade is you forge an existing weapon and then you bind the demon to it and maybe that like alters the shape of the weapon a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. It starts to get warp tainted and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, their power is like push out an impression on it to mold whatever they are in weapon form. Whatever watch you want to use.
Do you think a demon weapon would be able to block a power weapon? Would that demon power allow to overcome the force field?
My immediate thought is yes, if they have enough warp energy when they're put into it.
Okay.
Yeah, and the other thing is like I think a lot of demon weapons start off as power weapons as well, so they're almost like the double. Not always the case. But most would be.
Space Wolf Furry McBoy hurt Magnus, right?
Yeah, didn't he have like some type of spear or something? I don't recall, but
so are you talking about Lehman Russ?
No, the Logan Grimnar. Is that him?
Logan Grimnar. Okay. Because Russ has a spear and an axe and a sword. And I know Grimnar, we talked about the other day, has
that corn axe.
The corn axe, yeah.
There's a pretty famous picture of him like swinging it at Magnus.
Well, let's see. Okay, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh man, his axe looks pretty corny.
Put that model.
Pretty corny.
Yeah, cool.
High fructose corn syrup axe.
Oh, that's so good.
The American version of a demon axe.
Right.
Gives everybody diabetes. You see that?
Alrighty. I think Mark's image search has prompted me to continue on with the next part of the notes. The Force weapon. Not to be confused with the Force from Star Wars. Sorry to disappoint. Force weapons, sometimes called psi weapons, are rare and esoteric close combat arms, psychically attuned and only truly lethal in the grasp of a psyker. Their name is drawn from the concept of the Force. Very on the nose there. A common term for harnessed psychic energy. This is a blatant ripoff if I've ever seen one. And they function as murderous extensions of the wielder's own will. Through them, a psyker channels the raw power of the warp directly into a foe, forging a conduit between thought, soul, and torn flesh. Creatures that might endure conventional arms, towering Xenos horrors, or warp-born demons can be annihilated by a single telling strike, their bodies and minds unraveled by the Immaterium's unearthly energies. Force weapons appear as swords, spears, and other close combat forms, each housing a carefully woven psi convector within its structure. This serpentine core focuses and directs psychic power, sometimes revealing itself as arcane patterns along the blade. In the hands of a non-psyker, however, such a weapon is reduced to little more than a mundane tool, as true lethality dormant and silent. So the librarian and terminator armor, like the axe, would you call that a force axe?
Yeah,
I imagine a weapon that librarians wield are going to be forced weapons as opposed to power weapons.
Yeah, and as we kind of mentioned, you can tell the difference just by the blade design. They almost have that like built-in lightning design on them, as you can see in this guy. A lot of them will have that. Not all of them, there's always some people take their different. Oh no, actually that one does have one too. It's just a little harder to see with that image up. But yeah, you get that little bit of different design. So if you're ever wondering if it's a power weapon or a force weapon, you can see if it has that psi conductor filament along the blade's side.
And then I think the Primaris librarians, the one with the robes, I think they have a sword option that has like a lot of different runic designs on the blade too.
Nice.
So
yeah, I want to get that. I want to get that librarian and terminator armor. That Primaris librarian right there. It looks so fucking
cool.
Good.
So cool.
And I like that distinction too. Like, so like the difference between like a force weapon and a power weapon, where anyone can use a power weapon and flip that switch and turn it on. But if you don't have that connection to the warp, a force weapon is just a sword.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it
makes sense.
So it doesn't like have a negative drawback if you try to use it and you're not a psyker.
Correct. Yeah, you just can't use it. Well, you just can't activate
make sure
that
you're
power.
like you didn't do it, and then all of a sudden you just like explode or something. If you're
Yeah.
You're thinking demon weapons, Yeah.
Yeah, because a force weapon doesn't. There's no switch turn on. You have to channel the warp energy like through the conduit, like through the psi convector in it.
That makes sense. So
it makes me
like the way I understand souls. I talked to Mark about this when I did the listener lore. Was like souls are basically like straws, and however big your straw is how much warp connection goes through it. So like average humans are like the coffee straws, and the Emperor, when he was fighting Horus and getting a bunch of warp power in right before he dropped all that to not become the Dark King or whatever, he was like one of those like on a dam that has like the output where they drain it. It's just like one of those.
Comparatively, yeah. And so maybe like a librarian is, or like maybe like
milkshake straw.
Yeah, I'd say like a human psyker, or like a human is like you said, a coffee stirrer straw, or maybe like the coffee stirrer straw is like a Tau, because they do have a soul, but it is very, very tiny. And then maybe like a normal straw is a human. A milkshake straw is a psyker. A boba straw is a librarian. I don't know. Where that's another discussion for another day.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was just trying to understand a little bit. I was like, that it's interesting to see that you actually have to have the power to actually power them. You don't just have anything.
Yeah, it's very similar to like some kin technology for like Leagues of Votann, because they do have the same root in humanity, where there's technology that only the psychoactive clones for the leagues can activate that technology, because they have to channel that like little bit of warp power in there to make it do the thing.
That makes a lot of sense.
Come on, do the thing.
There's so many things I've got to set to the side to look up after this. Okay. There we go. All right. Am I at my time?
Yes.
Making sure. Okay. All right. The Omniscient Axe is next. A sacred symbol of the cult Mechanicus, the Omniscient Axe or Omniscient Glaive is bestowed only upon adepts who have proven their faith through battle or demonstrated absolute devotion to the machine god. These formidable weapons stand peerless among power arms and are granted solely to the tech marines by those in authority. Their sawtooth edged are etched with holy equations forged from the finest materials using closely guarded rites of tempering and field generation. The faithful, the bearer of an omniscient glaive is a chosen vessel, a living manifestation of the machine god's wrath made war. In form, they are crowned with the skull and cog sigil of the Adeptus Mechanicus, their axe heads sometimes edged like blades. Though their shapes may vary, all are shrouded in a power field, rendering them vastly more lethal in any weapon mistaken for a ceremonial staff. And of the Mechanicus weapons and like the tech marine stuff, this is probably my favorite because of how unique to Warhammer it feels. Like, I don't know of much else. Like,
how is this their primary like mechanics tool? First of all, like it is so unique with like the cog, it fixes like
got some spare stuff lying around and put it together, and then it just stuck.
I do like this weapon a lot because it is it's very iconic. I don't know if I feel that it's super unique to 40K. At least, like I feel like I've seen stuff like this in not sci-fi, but more like post-apocalyptic junk weapons. Which is, I love that the Mechanicus gives that same vibe of they put these parts together to make a weapon. I didn't realize though that they were all power weapons. That's really cool.
They're all
I guess
power
you don't
weapons?
often see them.
I thought that's what it said. Though their shapes may vary, all are shrouded in a power field. Yeah, in the notes.
Yeah, I read it myself and I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, you really don't see them painted that way often.
No, I think that's definitely part of it.
That's an interesting thing to learn because I had no idea. But
this
I guess
one
it does make a little bit of sense.
I like the wrench on that one. Yeah. Again, people should pay the money to come watch the live stream or watch the videos after the fact. But
absolutely, because you will not understand the specifics of a lot of like shapes and designs unless you look it up yourself or actually join the live stream and look it up or seeing it so you can see what we're looking at.
It's only $250 a month.
That Tech Marine's sick.
Yeah, and I wonder if the Tech Marines have their own variant of the Omnissiah axe as opposed to like Admech Magos or something.
Yeah.
I'd like to say probably since they're so big, but granted, I'm sure there's plenty of Tech Marines and stuff that are bigger than Astartes just through pure extra added mechanical crap onto them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe that would be a good way to spot the difference. Would be like the more elaborate, the more stuff on it would be more mechanicum. With the tech priests are pretty like they're more weapons of war. They like the war aspect.
Yeah, the tech Marines. It looks very much more like a two-handed bearded axe, like that long Nordic beard on it. Whereas the Tech Marines the Tech Priest is like that like half cog crescent axe style, and it looks like a lot of them have just like variations of things on the back, like either a spike or a blade or a wrench or.
Okay.
I love that. I think the wrench is the best one.
Yeah, I think the wrench is better than the spike because you can see it a time or two and not notice the wrench is there.
Yeah, the best part about that wrench too is it's like a power wrench. So like when you got a strip bolt,
if you can dodge a power wrench, you can dodge a towel shot.
Very cool weapon.
Just Warhammer 40K dodgeball.
Right.
I love that movie so much.
It is a good movie.
The next weapon we have are Astartes relic blades. So many different types. A relic blade is a massive power weapon, often forged in the shape of a sword or axe and wreathed in the lethal energy field, capable of shearing through armor with ease. Their great size and weight demand a two-handed grip, yet they are held in the highest reverence by Space Marines who bear them. Many trace their lineage to the black days of the Horus Heresy, while others are forged in later ages to commemorate deeds of singular and terrible significance. Only once a Space Marine has proven their worth beyond question is he permitted to carry a relic blade into war. Such weapons are often borne by honor guards, select vanguard veterans, and captains, marking them as warriors whose deeds have earned them the right to wield the legend itself. Yeah, basically these weapons are just they're almost different than master crafted. Where master crafted is like almost any weapon, just slightly better. Like these seem to be very much like two-handed weapons. They're bigger and they're just also better. But
yeah, so like yeah, in gaming terms, like a power sword would maybe be like a rare drop, and a master crafted would be like epic, and then like the step up would be these artifact weapons.
Sure. Oh, this blade's sweet with the Inquisition death.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the best part about fucking power weapons in 40k is like their hilts are always like Imperial Eagles or the Aquillas or just whatever kind of cool, like Black Templar or crosses for the hilt, all those kind of cool things. They really go elaborate with it.
Yeah, didn't you guys do an episode on power swords, like specifically like patterns of power swords or something?
Oh man, maybe. I don't think specifically just power weapons, but you know, it's such a common thing. And whether we're talking about like howling banshees and their power weapons, there's so many different fucking.
Yeah, I feel like I remember there being an episode on like specifically like the design elements of the weapons that you guys did. Yeah, people should go back in the backlog and listen and see if you can find it, because it was a good episode.
Good luck. Start at the beginning. Let us know when you found it.
Right.
It's like the crackling would be awesome. Truzer.
Yeah, just it remind like look, one of the pictures on there reminded me, because there's like the single edge that had the wings on it, and then the double wings
like
on the
glaive
double sided powers, the classic power sword. Yeah. Oh, it's so good. But if smashing things is your style, there's the classic and iconic Thunder Hammer. These Thunder Hammers are weapons of venerable origin built around a power field akin to that of power swords and fists, but most commonly borne by Space Marines, Demon Hunters, and other warriors granted access to such sacred arms. Terminator assault squads are particularly renowned for their use. Power hammers, originally designed as heavy mining tools across the Imperium, share similar principles and can be turned to war with comparable effect. Again, for me, there's that taking a tool and turning it into just a weapon of absolute annihilation. Unlike other power weapons that maintain a constant field, the Thunder Hammer stores its energy until the moment of impact, releasing it in a single catastrophic discharge. When it strikes, the weapon detonates with a thunderous crack, obliterating armor and leaving behind a scorched breach wreathed in fading blue arcs. Thunder Hammers are often paired with storm shields, granting their bearers a balance of overwhelming lethality and near impenetrable defense in close combat. In earlier eras, some patterns were capable of releasing all their stored power in one apocalyptic strike, destroying the hammer and its wielder along with everything nearby. Such extremes are no longer sanctioned, either purged from modern designs or abandoned as tactically unsound. Yeah, that's banana. That's wild. Just you're surrounded by heretics, demons, chaos Astartes, whatever, and you just slam your hammer on the ground and a nuke goes off, vaporizing your weapon, everybody around you.
Yeah.
I feel like Space Marine 2 did a really good version of the Thunder Hammer and showing its impact when you slam down with an assault.
Oh, yeah.
They do a really good version of that, I feel like.
Yeah, like this weapon, there's no way that mortals can use it. Like, you know, we talked about the Crozarius having that backlash. Like, this one will just fucking explode you for sure. You got to have protection for it. Like, the recoil on it, like, it just, yeah.
Yeah. And within the Thunder Hammers, we have the Heavy Thunder Hammer. Heavy Thunder Hammers are an oversized variant of the standard Thunder Hammer, built on a far more brutal scale. These weapons bear twin striking heads, each wrapped in an intensified disruptor field. In battle, a Heavy Thunder Hammer delivers apocalyptic force capable of shattering the torso of a Carnifex with a single committed blow.
Well, look at the size of this fucking thing. It's like
Jesus fuck.
Jeez.
Like because a thunder hammer already looks like it should be a two-handed hammer, and this heavy thunder hammer, it's an
Has to
anime
be.
weapon. Like
Yeah.
it's a fucking
A regular thunder hammer pancakes your head. This leaves no body.
yeah.
Just
like,
making craters, man, in the ground.
it's so good.
Red
Reminds me of the
craters.
giant crusher from Elden Ring.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Love
just
that.
a giant head. I've got way
In
too much
my
money.
in my homebrew Space Marine chapter, the one with Lorehammer as the as its Space Marines, I specifically wrote up a section where freaking Dylan's wielding a Thunderhammer, but he's jumping out of a Thunderhawk down to like a orc Killican or Prussia, and he just pancakes the whole thing.
Yikes,
And just
Oh,
leaves a
it's so
small
good.
crater like a nuke, and then the rest of the passages he's just coming out swinging against the orcs.
So, does a Thunderhammer directly amplify force that is applied to the swing? Because if it does, why don't they just drop an Astartes off to like be like, all right, you're specifically going to die for this, but it's okay. We're going to drop you from orbit with a heavy Thunderhammer, and you're just going to straight down the whole way.
Just drop the hammer. You don't need to waste an Astartes. Just drop the hammer.
Well,
it's like
you gotta have them swing at the
tungsten
velocity,
rods.
right?
It'd be
Like,
amazing.
animate it.
And so
That's
like
how you should
taking-
use.
fire thunder hammers at people.
Right. That's how you should use the one where it can just nuke itself. Is just drop it from a fucking Thunderhawk or whatever.
Just like take the
I-
trigger
I-
together and throw it.
Right. I'll say I don't think like reading this. I feel like it's not the strength of your swing. Like I feel like you have to hit with enough force to activate the power field.
It's not a direct amplification.
But it's not like it's not a direct like force multiplier. Like I don't know if it's where it absorbs like kinetic force as you swing it and it just stores that up, or just the longer the power field is activated, it just slowly builds up like a charge, and then the longer you go in between strikes, maybe the more powerful it will be. I don't know. It is a little vague. I don't know if there might be more written on it, but it does sound like it does have to build up the charge in some way.
Yeah, and then there's probably like a max charge. Like, you can charge for 5 seconds to get the max charge, but like even if you have a charge between swing, like it has to be able to swing constantly and still be able to be effective. So maybe that half-second charge is enough as well to be functional. But then you wait, and then you get the really big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But like even like they would have built-in limitations of what the Thunderhammer itself could withstand. If it charges too long, it just explodes the weapon. It's a pretty shitty weapon, really.
Yeah, you don't want to leave yourself defenseless.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, cool weapon. Thunderhammers, man. Yeah, great weapon.
I feel like if Dorn or Vulcan didn't use their specific weapons they used, a heavy Thunderhammer would work really well for them.
Yeah,
Because
it'd be
I
a nice
always
little
pictured
one-handed Thunderhammer.
with like I know Dorn uses his chainsword, but when I was doing any form of research on him, I never in my mind pictured one. For like the first little bit of me getting into Warhammer, I pictured him using either a sword or a hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think is that like construction aspect of he builds the defenses. You think of like that construction equipment of having a hammer. It makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his chainsword always was weird that's what he had. Like,
Yeah, it
not
felt
the best
like
weapon
it
in
didn't
40K.
belong.
Yeah, it just seems, and it's not like he's like a Night Lord's Conrad Curse guy where he's like, I love flaying people. Like, yeah, but whatever. I'm not going to
He's just
argue with
angry.
Roval Dorn about his chosen weapon. I'm smarter
You
than that.
got me there.
I'm
I
sorry.
mean, to be fair, the model of him that I have also he has his chainsword, but he also has like a power fist as well. So
Yeah,
That
makes sense. He has to have that.
no, absolutely. But I think too, like Ferrus Manus and Vulcan being the forge masters of the Primarchs, kind of have the whole hammer thing going for them. So.
I forgot about Ferris actually about that.
Yeah.
Yep. But
Which is kind
as
of
we
weird. Didn't he make a hammer for Fulgrim, or was it the other way around?
He made a sword for Fulgrim. Fulgrim made a
Fulgrim made the
hammer
hammer.
for Ferris, and so they just
That's
ended up
right.
swapping the weapons for each other.
That's right.
Yep. So warp blades, as Mark is looking them up, and those are pretty darn cool, to be honest. Very quickly, warp blades possess the power to drink in and unravel psychic force hurled against them, turning the warp's fury into nothing but dying echoes. In the press of close combat, they answer with cold, surgical violence, their edges cutting not only flesh and armor, but the very will of sorcerers who dare to stand before them.
Yeah, pretty cool.
That sounds sick. I imagine that's almost always used by Chaos, right?
Yeah, you might have like a chapter like the Relicators, or maybe the Exorcist might be able to manage to wield one.
Maybe
but yeah.
Drakari.
Sure. Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a Drakari, like the witches might use warp blades.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. And there's chapter-specific things, which is always nice. Chapter-specific war gear is where the soul of an Astartes brotherhood is laid bare in steel and blood. From the Black Templars' revered black blades, carried by champions sworn to eternal crusade, to the Night Lord's Nostraman chain glaives, fashioned for terror and close-range butchery. Each weapon reflects a chapter's history and method of war. These arms are not standardized patterns, but cultural artifacts, shaped by home worlds, primarchs, and long-nurtured hatreds. Their forms dictate how battles are fought, whether through relentless advance, ritualized duels, or calculated slaughter, and in turn, the chapter is defined by the weapons it chooses to carry. In this way, war gear becomes doctrine made lethal, a physical expression of how each chapter believes the galaxy should be conquered, which would also make very good. Each chapter gets also not just like they use it all the time, but they get really good with it too. So,
yeah, they develop their own like martial arts around their preferred weapon.
Yeah.
I was going to include a bunch of these in this episode, but I got to this point and I was like, oh, this is already a whole episode. So I'll name a bunch that I found. There are more, but I was basically going through and then I'm like, holy shit, there's just so many. We need its own episode or just throw them in on some chapter episodes or whatever. But I'll name a bunch here for you. The Axe of the Forge Master, 8 Axe Rake, Bale Swords, Blade and Carmine, Glaive and Carmine, Blade of Judgment, the Blade of Caliban, the Battle Axe Sword, Bliss Blades, Bubonic Axe, Satan Phase Swords, Cadera Weapon, Soran Power Weapon, Corvus Hammer, Daemon Hammers, Drake Blades, Eschaton Power Claws, Flails of Corruption, Flails of the Unforgiven, Phoenician Axes, Frost Blades, Frost Axes, Gladiuses, Great Plague Cleavers, Halberds of Caliban, Kantos Power Lances, Legatine Axes, Maces of Absolution, Maces of Contagion, Nemesis Force Weapons, from Demon Hammers to Doom Fists to Falcons to Halberds to Swords to Great Swords to Warding Staffs. As mentioned, the Nostraman Chain Glaive, the Flay Whip, Phoenix Power Spears, Prosperin Kopeshes, Rupture Lash, Runic Weapons, Axe Staff, Sword, or Axe Sword, Staff Sword? I don't know what that one is. Sicarius Claymore, Sea Lance, and the Vigil Spear. I'm sure there's many more chapter-specific ones, but every chapter has their own special kind of vibe and way they like to do war. And whether they have like special weapons that they made, it's not always the case, but usually, they get pretty specific with the way they like to kill things. Very cool. And that's where we have it. I love melee in 40K. That's one of the things that makes 40K unique for sure in sci-fi settings. Like, we talked about, even in modern military, they teach you how to use like a dagger and a bayonet and like maybe some close combat grapples or whatever the fuck they end up teaching you. But like in 40K, it's not just a what if, it's when. But like in Star Trek, could you imagine one of those losers in their nice tight fucking uniform swinging a chain weapon around? Like, it just does not happen.
Yeah.
One thing that's like a thing to think about a little bit when it comes to melee over ranged is sometimes ranged would actually be worse because when you you don't need to waste a shot on the cultist in secret level when Titus and the four of them were going forward. They only use melee for a little bit because why waste the resources? You know you're going to be able to kill them all. It's just going to take some time.
Exactly. You're not going to run out of axe.
You're not
You shoot the big stuff, kill the little stuff with your axe and your fist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just shoulder tackle a freaking buggy. Like, come on.
Yeah.
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 Fucking tight. Oh, very cool. I
Yeah.
think my favorite weapon is probably. Yeah, it has to be the Thunderhammer. I think one of the first kind of media interpretations I seen was Space Marine 1, where you had the jump back in the Thunderhammer, and you really get a feel like you're just a fucking leveling machine.
It is the right answer. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
it's the only answer for sure.
Yeah. It really is because Thunderhammers are just so iconic. It's really hard to go anything better than that.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I'm a sword guy, and I
power
still
swords,
think the Thunderhammer is awesome.
we were literally both thinking the same thing.
I will say, sorry. So I will say, if I had to not go with the, of course, S tier Thunderhammer, I would probably go with the two-handed Eviscerator chain blade. It is just such style, such rule of cool. It's so good.
Yeah.
That's one thing I'm glad I learned about here because I'm gonna have to incorporate that to the homebrew.
Hell yeah.
That is so sick. And the heavy Thunderhammer, but that doesn't really fit in mine. But I'm gonna make one guy use it. And
we got just the one just the one picture of the heavy Thunderhammer you found where the hammerhead is just like the size of another person.
Yeah, it's literally in the Astartes torso put like out. It's giant.
Oh, so good.
Good for them though. Good for them.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, that's another episode of Lorehammer, another Astartes Armoury done. I hope we all learned what to avoid if ever we encounter a Space Marine. Just avoid them completely.
Everything.
Yes, correct.
Everything.
All gonna mess you up. Very cool. I think the
Chainsaw
next episode.
specifically.
Yeah, chainsaws are classic, man. They're so cool.
Yeah.
Scream and the roar and just like, yeah. Next episode we're doing is Astartes Armoury special weapons. So we're going to talk about like kind of flamers, plasma guns, gravity guns, all those type of special weapons.
Okay.
And then the following one will be heavy weapons. So a lot of the same, but just even bigger stuff. So
yeah. Fair enough.
cool.
Yeah. Thank you to the chat for people being in there and interacting with us, like asking some good questions, having some good conversations.
Yeah, I always like the chat. Yeah,
Always the fun part about these episodes.
Put up charge everybody.
Cool. Well, let's do some of the show notes. Come check out Lorehammer Listen to the podcast. I guess if you want to do that, you can come listen to me attempt to read things. It's always interesting.
Or you can listen to me and him on there together.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, we did one.
We did not get very far into my notes. Buzz, I haven't talked about this since you've been here, but I've got a 14,000 word document that is my homebrew.
Good gravy.
It's 54 pages, 54 pages long. It's huge. Some graphs, but I have only 2 pictures in all of that. And it's a picture of the map and a zoomed in picture of specifically where my world is. And that's the only pictures. Everything else is words and like tables.
Man, good for you. That's awesome. Like,
I autismed out hard, man. It took like 3 months to finish it.
Yeah, I need to work on some of my homebrew stuff and resubmit it to Mark. Like, I've got some homebrew Leagues of Votan stuff, and I might revisit my homebrew Tau short story.
Yeah,
I got so many homebrew factions. I got so many homebrew factions I want to try and get through, and it's all interconnected. But it's just like having the time to just do all of that is hard,
ridiculous. I had today off work, and I literally sat here doing that all day today. I put a little bit of Black Myth Wukong, but I spent like 6 hours going over that document and just fixing stuff in it that I didn't like. And now it's fully done, except for just some stuff I'm going to add after maybe
don't
this
lie.
episode.
They're never fully done. Come on.
It's not. It's not. I'm telling myself that.
So, and
It's
listeners with your own
done.
homebrew,
I'm sitting inside.
yeah, listeners with your own homebrew, jump on the Discord, and if you want feedback, just share it, ask questions, get ideas.
There's a lot of good feedback.
Yeah.
Marcus himself, I sent a message saying, hey, can I send this in the chat? Does anybody want to read it? And he specifically was like, yeah, send it. We'll read it. And then from that, I got on episodes. So
what can I say? I just love the fucking 40K, man. I'll read whatever 40K you send me as long as it's not a fanfic or a crossover. Don't give a shit. It has to actually fit into the universe.
No 40K Star Trek crossovers.
No, sir. Won't allow it. Won't read it. Won't even humor it. But
even if the Imperium's annihilating the Federation, come on.
for being xenophobic and saying that they're monks, that's not allowed. You're not allowed to be nice to the aliens. You got to kill all of them. The way it's supposed to be.
Go check out Gerald and Grimlore. Go check out Stouthammer Forge. All the great. I don't know. Go break into Aaron's house. Check him out.
My only shout outs, if y'all don't donate, if you can't afford to donate outside of stuff for their Patreon, there are really good families that need help with something called San Filippo. It's something my wife's little brother has. It's Alzheimer's for kids, and they did not sign up to have that. A link he let me shout out last time called curepoppyandoliver.com. I don't know if that's still going on, but it was a family that was saving up money for San Filippo kids to be a part of a treatment to help try to reverse this, because there is a cure for it. It just has to be found and funded. So I really appreciated Mark letting me do that last time.
That's great. Anything to help kids, man. Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
The youngins, they need it. So.
All I can do for them is just fill their head with 40K lore, and let's hope they don't.
Yeah, that's it. Just spread the word and fill their heads with war. That's it.
Yeah. And well, they want to say, since we've been talking about melee weapons, is if anyone's listening to this and wants to go like swing a weapon, look up things around your area for like foam fighting, steel fighting, HEMA, boo hurt, armored combat. If you want to, if you want to pick up a sword and hit somebody, pick up a shield and hit somebody. It's very satisfying, and I highly recommend it.
Yeah, and more.
This is my Enmo real quick.
Oh, nice! It looks so good.
It actually is sharp. It's a mini katana one. I got it for Christmas like 2 years ago.
You know your white.
I put my thumb open it with it once. Yeah, I know.
I gotta step it up. I gotta step it up. I just got a Bowie knife and two lightsabers. So,
ooh, nice.
I'll allow it.
I do want a good lightsaber. Yeah.
We'll see you guys all on the next episode. You guys can bring whatever, like this episode, you can all show me like your melee weapon. So I'm excited to see what kind of special ranged weapons you guys are going to show me on the next episode. Hopefully somebody comes in with a flamer.
I'll go to my grandpa's. He's got a whole safe full of stuff.
I'll see if I can find a video. My buddies built a flamethrower to use for like a dragon in our LARP stuff.
Fuck
that's sick.
Cool. Well, we'll see you guys all in the next one. Adios.
Good night.